Hey everybody, it's Izzy again with some information about how I practiced the CAGFD or CAGED method, and it helps me learn it pretty quickly. I am not a music teacher, so please take this with a grain of salt, and please enter like your sports brain as we're doing this versus your analyzing brain. First, for practicing the shapes for CAGFD, I use a technique that was taught to me by Crowell at Hawaii Music School, but I think these were lessons on the ukulele site in the membership lesson area. I think it's like his second set of baritone ukulele lessons. And I'm kind of just thinking about it like a Tetris game or a reverse Tetris game to make it a little bit more fun and entertaining. So when you're using the shapes, you don't have to have the whole pattern memorized. You just need to know the next shape. And here's a game you can do to help you remember that. So for the game, I'm going to basically move the shapes in one direction or the other. And once I can't move it any further at a point that I'm gonna kind of arbitrarily pick, then I have to move on to the next shape. So I'm gonna start by moving my shapes to the left, which would be like going up your fretboard in shapes. Since I already have 3 open, it's like a bar chord here at the nut, I need to change my shape. One more and then I have to change. Gotta change my shape. One more. Then I go and I have to change my shape. I have to change my shape now. Have to change my shape. And we're back at the first shape. And you can do the same thing in the other direction. So you can do, since the shape repeats, you can start anywhere on the shape and just keep doing it over and over to get yourself familiar with which shapes are next to each other. And when Green Frog mentioned anchor point, I'm not sure exactly if they meant like the root of the chord. The roots you kind of just need to memorize, I guess. It's the most important one, but I mean, if you're playing these shapes, you're already playing half of the major scale, and your root is like where you would start if you were singing like do, re, mi, fa, so. So if we have our C chord, our root is on the C string. Yeah, so I don't know if that's what you meant by anchor point, or if you meant like how you connect each shape to each one. If that's the case, it's kind of just like practicing that repeating pattern over and over, you know, moving from the one shape to the next. I guess the next step to practicing after that would probably be start learning like the major scale, which is just learning like the shape a little bit more. So if you're on that first shape, the C shape, have your two roots. But yeah, you can just keep that one shape of the C shape and play lots of songs. You know, the ukulele is marked on the 5th and 7th frets usually, and that's usually the 4 and 5 relative to the one with the same shape. So, meaning that there's lots of songs like Amazing Grace to Blitzkrieg Bop by the Ramones. They're all like 1, 4, 5 songs. And if you keep that first shape, you just move to these 5th and 7th frets. So, I mean, Blitzkrieg Bop, I think, is like